Welcome to a WebShield tech discussion. WebShield Internet Services has been offering filtered internet to schools, families and businesses for years. Some have asked, why filter the internet? Our answer is that we are offering control back to our users. Let's begin our discussion by looking at the nature of addiction, whether it be substance addiction or addiction to online media and escapism. Currently, understanding on addiction is based on studies with lab rats being exposed to addictive substances. It has been shown that if a caged rat has pure water and heroin-laced water available, it will become obsessed with the addictive substance and drink it until it kills itself. It is understood that this is because pleasurable chemical reactions within the rat drive the rat to take the substance even at the expense of health. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, Bruce Alexander added further insight to this study by noting that rats in caged environments are more likely to become addicted than rats in pleasurable environments. He repeated the studies, but instead of putting the rats in a cage, he placed them in a rat amusement park with plenty of rat friends, and found that the rats ignored the addictive substances almost completely. The same thing applies to humans. If you are unfortunate enough to have a serious injury, in hospital you would be given diamorphine, the generic name given to heroin. It greatly helps you with the pain and is much more pure than the tainted heroin sold on the streets. And yet, once you go home, away from the restrictive environment of hospital and back to friends and family, most people do not remain addicted to diamorphine. At least, very few compared to those who are addicted to heroin. The Vietnam War also offers another example scenario. Approximately 20% of American soldiers used heroin while in the stress of a war zone and while separated from family and friends. Yet, on their return, 95% of these soldiers gave the drug away and were not addicts to the substance. This appears to support Alexander's theory that the stresses of life and the lack of connections to other humans contributes to humans' likelihood to becoming addicted to anything. Now consider the times we live in. In times past, people lived a simpler life with larger families and closer social connections. If you're watching this video, then you are most likely among the 30% of the world's population rich enough to use a computer. The amount of floor space you live in is larger than families of past times, and yet your family is probably smaller. You also have more entertainment devices in your house for individual entertainment, and the money earners in your house spend more time engaged in work activities while at home. The result of this change in society is the number of close friends a person feels they have today, compared to the 1950s, is steadily declining. Perhaps now you see the connection. With less close friend connections in our lives, we're more likely to seek escapisms and potentially become addicted to entertainments. The internet has rapidly filled the space in many people's lives that close friendships used to occupy. While many people use the internet to further develop existing relationships, the internet increasingly offers you escapisms that you can enjoy with little or no comment from others. Not everyone needs WebShield or to filter the internet connection they use. However, it's time that we all considered whether we favour human relationships or whether the internet's more addictive attractions are controlling us. Take control of it, don't let it control you.